So there's this YouTube video I just found by a channel called Like Stories of Old, four separate words, uh, titled "Movies I Thought About While My Wife Was Dying." I found it today, and I was watching it, and there was something in it that I hyper fixated on, uh, that I chose to like ponder, where he's talking about the denial of death, and it quotes a clip from some movie I'm unfamiliar with, but it's the speaker is played by the late and great Philip Seymour Hoffman, low key one of the best actors of all time. And he says,
We're all hurtling towards death. Yet here we are for the moment, alive. Each of us knowing we're going to die. Each of us secretly believing we won't.
No one really denies death in a literal sense. Like, I understand it's a part of life. I accept conceptually the idea that someday I will die. But always someday, in some vague, abstract point in the future. Not now, never now.
so that concept, the it's your death is some vague abstract thing that will happen to you in the future, and no matter how many days pass, you always think it will happen to you in the future, not now, never now. um that part of human psychology, I think, is like he's positing it like it's something that's very paradoxical and absurd, but I argue that it's I mean, maybe I'm putting words in his mouth, but I argue that it's inherent to our survival. It's if you went around operating like I'm going to die now, right? Like if you're like this is like if something bad happens, if you see like a car hurtling towards you on the highway, right? Like it ends up in the oncoming lane and it's coming straight at you, and you have maybe like 2 seconds to react, and you say to yourself, "I die right now. This is where I die." Um, you might surrender to that instead of taking affirmative action to survive. And I think it's inherently antithetical to all of the instincts and all of the tips and the tricks passed down from our predecessors that are coded in our DNA that help us live as long as we do. Like when I hear a door slam and I sit bolt upright from my chair, like, it's my body is trying to give me that millisecond advantage of getting up and getting ready in the face of a threat. And you can't go around saying yes me, yes today, I'm dying now, right? Like unless like the evidence is just so overwhelming, there's no way to argue with it, right? Unless you're looking down at your stomach and you see your own intestines splayed out on the ground, right? Or if you've ingested an insane amount of toxin, and there's no getting it out of your system in time, something like that. If you have the information that completely validates that you're about to die, like no one would think like that under any circumstances. uh it's just for your own good that you say not me, not today, and then you ball up your fists and you fucking roll up your sleeves and you do whatever you have to do to survive. And I'm watching this video thinking about like my dad, who he got throat cancer, and he fought it for months and months and months, and he ended up beating it. And as soon as he beat it, the like pretty much the same like month that he learned like it was completely in recession and it was like disappearing, he developed lung cancer independently. And now he's in a separate chemo battle against lung cancer. um, and like when he was going through his throat cancer chemo treatments, he was like chemo was so miserable to him. He had a minute where he started to think like I'd rather just die. Like I'd rather just be myself for the last few months that I'm given, um, than be someone who like is this debilitated, this depleted. He said everything tasted like paint thinner. Um, your hair's falling out, like your back hurts, your joints hurt. Everything is agony. Um, for the off chance that I get, however long we drag this song and dance out. And he considered just quitting chemo and just living himself until the tumor killed him. But surprise, surprise, the tumor went into complete recession and he beat it. And so now he's got a second tumor and it's in his lungs. And he's fighting that one. He's going to chemo. And the church bells never fail to interrupt something I'm doing because they go off once an hour, every day, forever. They'll never stop. Thanks, church bells. And he, you know, you can't just say yes me, yes today. This is when I die. I mean, you can theoretically you can, but no one wants to. No one would. Given the chance, no one would. I don't think. There's a select few. There's a select few exceptions to the rule. There's the suicide epidemic. There's people who stand in the face of overwhelming evidence that they are on the verge of death. But like, I the there's this meme online about the indomitable human spirit, and that meme didn't come from nowhere. We are a people who are notoriously hard to break. And I think that in times of great darkness, it's very easy to forget just how resilient we are and how much we care about hanging on by just our fingernails and clawing at any gap and crevice that can hold our weight, and climbing back up over the edge no matter how far down. It's kind of our legacy to do not go gentle into that good night. But the poem, you rage and you rage and you rage and you rage against the dying of the light, because when the odds are against you, it's enraging. You say to yourself, this isn't fair. I don't deserve this. I'm gonna do everything I can. You don't just let the light die. You fight back with everything that you have available. And if you have to die, then that's not your choice. At least you did everything you could.